Hi kids, how are we doing? Today we're going to have a look at the Crave again. It's been a while and I did promise that I would do one on how to make the Crave sound a little bit acidy. What you've got to remember about the 303 acid type sounds is that the original TB303 only had a range of 3 octaves. The sequencer had rest, accent and slide or glide feature, but the most important thing is that for the live playing, 303 has got a limited set of live controls, and we're going to look at what those are. So without any further ado, let's have a quick look. First thing is the 3 octave range. The Crave has 8 octaves. TD-3, you've only got down, up and the middle range. The next thing you need to think about is the accent and rest buttons, so they're next to each other, and let's just have a little flash through and write a little sequence. So that's completely one step, nothing else going on. Let's start and put an accent on that first beat. So record and shift, choosing that beat and accent, and then we'll do the first 8 steps and then do the following 8 steps to make a 16 bar loop. So I've got an accent, I'm going to put a couple of rests in. So shift 2, rest, shift 3, rest, shift, step 4, let's have a note, and let's give that a glide on it. So in order to put a glide on, you use the glide dial. You dial it all the way up and you've got number 5, and that's got a glide on it. And we're going to make it glide down. So remember we said about the octaves. So shift, another note, and I'm going to go down an octave, pressing the keyboard button, and there we go. And then I'm going to put in a few more rests to the end. Rest, rest, and then I'm gonna, let's have something on number 8. Step 8, back up to the middle, and I'm going to give that a glide to it as well. So if I stop here, and let's have a listen to what we've got. Take it off record. That's right. Boom, boom. Okay. Now we want to go on and we want to fill in the rest. So I'm going to lock it up. I'm going to knock it up to the next page, which will allow us to do the next 8 steps. And then we will have the 16 steps that you normally have in like a 1 bar loop. Right. So here we go. Shift, step 1. Let's have a, that can go in there, and shift 2. Let's have an accent in there, and then shift 3, rest, shift 4, rest. I'm going to tie 5 and 6 together, but I'm going to high to low, so shift 5, go up 1 octave. So this pattern is going to cover all 3 octaves, and then put the glide in, shift 6, and then I'm going to go down to the middle octave. I'm going to give it an accent, and then I'm going to have the last 2 as rest. Shift, rest, shift, rest. Okay, that's that done. Let's have a quick listen. So there we go. We've got a very basic sequence there, and it's got we've used rests, we've used slides, and we've used accents, and that will become important later on. Next thing we need to do is make sure that all of the switches are set so that we are limiting ourselves to make the Crave behave in the same way as a 303. We need to set the cutoff to low because the acid sound is based on a low pass filter. We need to set the mod destination on the VCO to width. We need to set the VCA mode to envelope because we don't want a continuous tone. We want it actually to come in and out with the gate. We need to set the mod source for both the VCF and the oscillator to envelope, so that's here and here. We need to set the sustain to off because on the traditional acid sound you have no attack, you only have a decay envelope. You now need to have a look and see what controls you can use. So frequency is exactly the same as you would have on the TD-3 or any other acid machine. It just tunes the oscillator to where you want it to be. Cutoff, resonance, and the envelope that you have on the acid sound is the same as the VCF modulation. Once you've set the mod source to envelope, then you've got decay, and as long as the sustain is off, it will work in the same way. The real problem that you've got is that you haven't got an accent control. However, we can duplicate the accent control, but in order to do that, we need to make sure that the assign output is set to output the accent, and then we need to do a bit of patching. So, to set the assign output, you press Shift and Hold and 8. You press them all together, and then we need to get to page 2. So to get to page 2, press Step, and you come on to page 2, and then you press the 1 button, and that sets the assign to put out the accent trigger. And once you've done that, you can press Shift and 8 again, and that's all taken care of. We need to have a little look at how we are going to patch this, and it's quite a simple patch. You can take your assign and patch that into mix 2, and then you come out of VCMix and you put that into the VCF cutoff. And what that does is it means that this control here, VCMix, when it's on mix 1 or low, it doesn't put out anything at all, but as you turn it onto high or mix 2, it gradually outputs the accent to voltage control filter. So let's play and see what we can do and mess around with some of the noises. And there you go. Let's go through each of the controls in turn. I find it sounds best on the triangle. You can try the square, but it's just a little bit weedier. if you want the slide to work, you need to put the glider. And then to get the accent going, listen carefully, we'll open up the VCMix. There you have it. You can make the Crave sound like a classic acid box. There are a couple of weirdnesses to it, and if you listen back to that little section that I played at the end, you can hear that all of the steps kind of have a little decayed echo in there somewhere. I don't know why the Crave sequence is like that, but it does. Hope you have followed that. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please press the like. If you've made it to the end and you're not a subscriber, I really think it's your duty to subscribe. If you think you know somebody else who might enjoy this little tutorial, half-assed as it is, please pass it on. Now, remember what they say at the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation? Share and enjoy. See you later, kids. Bye.